Hello YouTube, this is Isaiah Smith. Gonna show you all my regenesis deck profile. Um I decided to go get something new for the TCG, and I was surprised that this deck actually works. So, well, besides the fact that I did explain about hand traps, but I'm just gonna tell you about regenesis. It's a pretty good deck. So, starting things off, 3 regenesis archfiends. You just reveal 2500 depending on the attack and defense, and special summon this. Then if it's normal or special summon, you can basically add 1 regenesis. So we're gonna do that like afterwards, after we try to add something, but it wouldn't even matter because we're gonna add something special. So moving on from there, we're gonna play 2 copies of Sage. So basically, when you special summon these, you don't usually try to activate their effects. You have to summon them. That's why it's called an inherit summon. So inherit summons are just basically summoning monsters without using the effect. So that's what an inherit summon is. And then if you control a 25, like exactly defense or attack, you can special summon this. I know my ratios are going to be wrong about this, but we're just going to play 2 each almost, except Ogre, or should I say Archfiend? I said Ogre. Archfiend. Sage is a good Omni Negate, especially if you want to send 1 Regenesis from your hand or field. And then I forgot to mention about Archfiend, and just like all the Regenesis, if they're sent to the graveyard during your opponent's turn, you can add them back to the hand. So that's good. Also, this can negate any like let's just say they're gonna try to droll you and you try to discard a Regenesis. It stops that. Doesn't mean it won't stop like Imperm as well, but this is pretty good because it's a quick effect. And I think that's all I can do. It's pretty good. People said to play 1, but I'm playing 2 each, so just because I need to make the full deck. Moving on, Regenesis Warrior. Same thing, if you try to summon it, it doesn't activate, it just special summons itself if you control a 25, depending on the attack and defense. Basically, you can just tribute this and then return by targeting 1, I think one monster on the field, and then return it by tributing this. And then same with like all the other Regenesis. If it gets sent to the graveyard during your opponent's turn, you can return this card to the hand, back to the end phase. So during the end phase, you can return this back to the hand. That was what I was trying to say. But it's a good like evacuated repulsion device or something like that. That trap card that targets stuff. But it's only once. So, and this is also the same thing. So, but it's a quick effect. So, yep. And then moving on from there, if you basically we're gonna play 2 Regenesis Dragon. If you control a 25 attack or defense, doesn't matter. Special summon this from the hand. So like I said before, it's good that they don't activate while they're summoned. And then you can basically tribute this during, like, if it's a quick effect during your opponent's turn, you can basically target 1 spell or trap, and it has to be face up, I think. Or no, never mind. Just target 1 spell or trap and then banish it. So this is also pretty good. Yeah, you don't like. I'll show you a combo too afterwards. Basically, you don't get Nibiru'd as much as what people think. You just summon like 4 monsters and then you're just done with your turn. So it's like it's pretty cool. Moving on from here, we're only gonna play 1 Regenesis Lord. The reason why this card sucks, because I can't lie that it has a good attack, where it doubles its attack while during battle. So it doesn't activate, it just automatically activates. The reason why this card sucks, Lord, Regenesis Lord, because you need to control monsters that have 2500 each with the same attack and defense stat value. And that's how you summon this, by banishing one that has the same stats. But it's just play this by one. You can't just play it more than one, because if you do, you're gonna end up bricking. So, and then when this is summoned, you can basically pretty much add a Regenesis card from your deck to your hand. Or no, not deck. I was gonna say set a spell or trap Regenesis card from your deck. So it doesn't matter about the drooling part or the ashing part. As long as you set one Regenesis spell or trap, you're good to go. But you can't activate them during when they're set, because they're not like regular spells unless you have Regenesis, but we'll talk about that later. Moving on with the next package of monsters, we're gonna play 3 Cash Tier Unicorns. Because if you just summon no monsters, you can just summon this and then basically special summon it. And if they try to do anything like activate a hand trap or something, or activate a monster effect, you can activate this to basically banish a card from your opponent's graveyard. Look at it. No, extra deck. Look at it and then banish it face down, which is pretty good. I know that if it attacks, it does the exact same thing. So either way, if it battles or if your opponent activates a monster effect, banish one extra deck face down. And then with this other effect, this is why it's so good, because you activate it to add a Kashira spell. So from deck to hand, and it's really good. So moving on, we're gonna play 3 Kashtira Frenir. Same thing. Basically, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this from the hand. Too bad it's not a 25/25, but that's okay. It's still good. If it attacks or if your opponent activates a monster effect, it's kind of like Unicorn or Frenir. Just basically banishes one face-up card by targeting it, and then it's banished face down. And then with this effect, if you basically can add 1 Kashtira from your deck to your hand, so it's pretty solid. All right, now I'm gonna add some spice to this deck, Kashtira Regenesis. We're gonna play the new package Bastiles. So 1 Bastille Magna Hut and 1 Bastille Jerusalem. These are good for like targeting monsters that are lighter darks in the graveyard. You just basically, if they control a monster, quick effect, you can banish that opponent's monsters from the graveyard depending on the attribute. So it's like light and dark. Basically banish it and then special summon these from the hand. This one, if it's summoned, search for a dragon. This one, if this is sent, you basically target one and then basically banish it when this is sent to the grave. So these 2 are pretty good. I wish that they came at like maybe 2 each, but nope, they're too powerful, so they might end up getting banned, or they might stay limited to 1. And then after that, we're gonna play 3 Boldrakes. So kind of like all the other Bastiles, you just basically banish them if your opponent controls 1 card that is a monster, and then you can basically use this as a quick effect to banish one of their lights and darks from the grave, which is fine. If they try to summon anything, like if it, for example, if it's a ritual, a fusion, synchro, exceeds, or I think it's ritual, but yeah, or link, you can tribute this to target it, and then I think, or target 1 other light or dark, so it wouldn't even matter what you target. Not this, but other lights and darks like Bastiles. Tribute them, and then it gets banished by targeting it. So Moving on from there, we're gonna play 3 Diablo the Black Witch. So you just basically what you want to do, you could summon this in order to basically try to, like, discard 1 or send 1, and then basically special summon this from the hand, which is also good because it's a 25 attack, so you can summon your regenesis cards. Otherwise, if it gets sent to the grave, you can discard 1 from the hand or send 1 card from the field, special summon this from the grave. So I think this is once per turn. Yeah, this is once per turn, so. But it's still good because you get to set 1 Sinful Spoil, but I don't play Sinful Spoil with this card because it's like, I don't have some of the Sinful Spoil cards that I need, so I just play these just for a free summon. Next up, we're gonna talk about the spells now. We're gonna play 3 Regenesis codes. So, like I said before, with Regenesis Archfiend, if you play this, and then if they try to draw, like, let's just say they don't use Ash Blossom, and then, like, they're gonna play draw. You play this to special summon a Regenesis from your deck, so. And then it basically what it does is like you can just special summon 1 Regenesis from the deck, and then send it to the graveyard by using this effect during the end phase. And then during your turn, I think, you can banish this to target, well, 1 banish Regenesis from, and then special summon it. And then after that, you're golden because you get to summon like another Regenesis. But let's just say you play this, and then you basically try to do it in your opponent's turn, this card. You can basically try to send that Regenesis and then return that Regenesis monster back to your hand by this effect. So it's pretty good. Moving on, we're going to play the 3 copies of Regenesis. I don't understand why people are still playing this card, but you're just going to easily get Ash Blossomed or Drolled, but that doesn't matter because we basically still have the monsters and the Bestials and the Kashtira cards. So, but basically what it does is that you basically search a Regenesis or send 1, and I'm going to explain about Regenesis Diurmi, I think that's what that's called, the Dark Monster. You can play this to send it from the deck, and then basically you can either send 1 Regenesis card from the deck or add it. So we're gonna send the Diurmi from the deck so that it activates its effects, the Dark Regenesis, just to add that, well, not add, but to special summon it easily. So, oh, and another thing to follow up, Black Witch also helps with that situational. If you have Diurmi in the hand and you can't summon it any other way, there's other ways to play this deck. So, alright, next up we're gonna play 3 Kashtira Birth. Not much to say except like just summoning a level 7 monster, which most of your Regenesis have, 7s and 8s. And then just normal summon it without a tribute, and then you can basically target 1 Kashtira from your like graveyard, or basically banishment, and then special summon it onto your field. And then its second effect, besides talking about the third effect, the second effect is that when your opponent activates the spell card, you automatically banish like 3 cards in their graveyard and then banish them face down, I think. Yep, I was right. So all you do is just summon like Unicorn with this effect. Play it, Unicorn's effect, to add this or add something else. And I'll get to that point after a moment. And then if they try to activate something from the hand or activate something, you just play Unicorn or Friendlier and either banish their stuff face down or they can't do anything about it. So that's good because you get to target one regenesis and then special summon one. So, or normal summon one, depending on the effect. Then we're going to play Planet. If you play Planet, you might easily get drolled or pretty much Ash Blossomed. But basically, the reason why this is also good, so you don't activate this unless you have to. Like, it's not a mandatory effect. You just could, it's like an optional effect where you could choose to add Kashtira. But the good thing about this deck, or the good thing about this card, is that all your Regenesis monsters are different attributes. So they all gain 100 attack, all your monsters, attack and defense, times the number of monsters you control. So you could just summon like 4 monsters with different attributes, but I wouldn't risk 5 because if you just summon the 5th one, either way, Kestra or Regenesis or the Black Witch, you're gonna get Nibiru'd unless you have Sage. Sage stops that from happening, but the point is that Planet is pretty good because you just summon like 4 monsters with different attributes. So, and then moving on to the last card, this one, Theros. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Theros is just basically you just target one Kashtira monster, you control it. Special summon another one from your deck in defense. So, and then you basically get locked out of like Xyz's place, but it doesn't matter because we're not even playing an extra deck. That's a spoil right there, but it doesn't matter. And then you just if you have Unicorn or Fenrir, you can special summon either or, and then that's how it happens. Or if you have Unicorn, you can add this to the hand, deck to hand, and then play this to activate Fenrir. So, and then the last 3 cards that I have in my deck is Kashtira, or not Kashtira, Regenesis Birth. Basically, you just, it could go either way. Besides Lord setting it and then from the deck. And then basically what you want to do is like, let's just say your opponent summons a monster. You can play this to send one from deck and then set it face down, your opponent's monster. Or send this to special summon as many like Regenesis monsters from your graveyard as possible, or banishment. So you can summon like, if you had like 3 Regenesis from your graveyard or banishment, you can just summon like at least 3 or 4. And it wouldn't even matter about Nibiru because you're not summoning a lot of them. So I will talk about the combo video for a minute. But I hope you guys enjoy this video and take care.